Imagine this. It's payday, and you're staring at a paycheck with a jaw-dropping, eye-popping figure. That's right. What if out of nowhere, the minimum wage was raised to $50 an hour? Sounds incredible, right? But what would it really mean for our economy, our lives, and our future? Hey there, welcome to the Mechanics of Money, where we make sense of the most intriguing money questions. In this episode of the Mechanics of Money, we'll explore what life might be like if the minimum wage skyrocketed to $50 an hour. Let's dive in with a big question. How would this change impact the everyday worker? Picture this. You're working 40 hours a week at $50 an hour. That's $2,000 a week, or over $104,000 a year. From a financial standpoint, you've jumped up an economic class. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a ripple effect to consider. First up, lifestyles. Higher wages mean increased purchasing power. People with jobs that used to pay minimum wage could suddenly afford more than just essentials. Vacations, gadgets, and nights out might become commonplace. But here's the thing. Everyone else is earning that same boost, too. This brings us to a curious crossroads. Are we really richer, or does everything just become more expensive? Economists warn that drastically increasing the minimum wage can lead to inflation. When employers face higher payroll costs, they often raise their prices to compensate. The price of your favorite burger might increase, your rent could skyrocket. Your morning coffee might become a luxury. If everything becomes more expensive, where's real wealth gained? In California in the early 2020s, debates circled around minimum wage bumps, and many businesses expressed fears over rising costs. Historical examples like these indicate when wages go up too swiftly, it can trigger a domino effect of rising prices. But what about businesses themselves, small ones in particular? A family-owned bakery, for instance, might struggle with these sudden wage increases. Labor is a significant cost, forcing owners to decide, raise prices, cut employee hours, or in the worst-case scenario, shut down. Those local spots we all adore might not endure this $50 change. Larger corporations, on the flip side, might adapt more easily, potentially automating wherever possible. This could lead to fewer entry-level jobs available at all. A peculiar twist, isn't it? A world where everyone's earning more, but fewer have a job to earn from. Enter automation, self-service kiosks in fast food restaurants, automated cashiers, and even sophisticated AI doing retail work could become ubiquitous. High labor costs might push innovations that make humans redundant in numerous roles. This change isn't merely speculative. It's happening. Amazon, for instance, has already tested stores with no cashiers. Transitioning to such a reality can potentially increase efficiency, but pose significant societal challenges, job displacement being one of the bigger ones. On the policy side, governments would grapple with changes in tax brackets and social programs. If more citizens earn over $100K a year, how would tax revenues, welfare, and public services adapt? Policymakers would face new dilemmas, struggling to find a balance in the economic landscape. Countries with progressive wage policies, like some Scandinavian countries, exhibit high standards of living, but these were gradually implemented, not overnight shocks. There's a world between stepping stones and jumping to new heights. What about the education sector? If a hefty minimum wage exists, the incentive to pursue higher education might decline. Why go to college and rack up debt if you can earn $104K straight out of high school? A scenario like this could devalue skills and expertise, stressing industries reliant on educated professionals. Conversely, investing in technical skills and specialized expertise might still hold immense value, as these roles may command wages far beyond the hypothetical $50 baseline. Here's where it gets personal. Social and psychological effects. Earning more money can lead to a higher quality of life, theoretically reducing stress and increasing happiness. But this isn't guaranteed. As costs rise and demands shift, societal pressures might transform new earnings into a different kind of burden. Will happiness abound, or would it morph into societal dissatisfaction as expectations rise? Glimpse beyond borders. It's not just about one nation. If the US leads with this wage change, would others follow? The global market is interconnected. How would international wage discrepancies impact exports, imports, and even global job migration? History buffs might recall how nations with considerable wage differences can become sought-after hubs for cheaper labor, creating international tension and competition. If one wage changes, global balances could shift, altering trade and employment patterns worldwide. So what if the minimum wage did reach $50 an hour? Well, at first glance, it sounds uplifting. However, the implications run deep, shaping businesses, jobs, education policies, and livelihoods across the spectrum. Overall wealth isn't just about money in the pocket, but the economic ecosystem. Jump too soon and the landscape could shift in unexpected ways. Through exploring this scenario, we gather that a holistic approach, gradual change, and carefully crafted strategies hold more sustainable promise. Thanks for joining us on the Mechanics of Money. If you found value in exploring this topic, consider sharing your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Until next time.